Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of The Walking Dead comics issue 167. Now this one was good just from the start. Of course it was good. They made it apparent that it was going to be good. It's like twice as long as normal. Just a lot went into this special afterword by Kirkman himself. But I don't know, maybe I think almost in making it long like this, maybe they went a little bit overboard. I'm at this place right now, maybe because it was so emotional, and emotional things like that you need to take time to process, but maybe that's my problem, not a problem with the issue, but my own problem is that I really just haven't processed it completely yet. But I've read it 2 or 3 times. I read it another time or two after reading it for the live reaction yesterday. I read it again right after that, and then read it a third time and took some bullet point notes while I was doing so, to help me stay on topic here as always. But yeah, I'm really not too sure what I think. I almost think it would have been better if they didn't do a special thing, didn't make it twice as long. Like, there's this part of me that's like, normally I'd be happy. Twice the content in a single month, I would be ecstatic for that kind of stuff. But then another part of me says, maybe this wasn't the time to do something like that. Because it felt like it was just like, okay, she's dead, move along. And it maybe seemed like it was done too quickly since it was just in one issue. I feel like it may have even been better if we split it in half and just had all this sad stuff building and her condition getting worse and worse, and we're like, oh my god, is she actually gonna die? She's a main character. So many people were thinking of all these reasons why she wasn't going to die, but we'd have even more of a reason to be like, oh man, is she seriously dying here? And it would just get really sad. And then when we ended off there, we'd be thinking for an entire month, okay, something's gonna happen, something's gonna save her, whether this place in Ohio has a way to save her, or whether she wasn't really bitten or something and she's getting sick, just a normal infection that's maybe not part of what's going on. But nah, I'm not totally sure. I really don't know if that would have been a better way to do things, but I feel like we would have had that month to be like, okay, something's got to happen, somebody's going to save her, she's not really dying. And then it would have been even sadder if after a month she died, and then we had her words that she had said in the first issue. In the second one, they came back around when everybody was rallying around Rick, and it would have made things better. But I don't know. I'm just really torn up over this chapter. I'm really torn of what to think personally. Like, objectively, looking at all the writing, looking at all the art, it was all good. It's just, for my own personal feelings on it, I can't really say how much I liked or didn't like certain things they did. But let's talk about what happens part by part, and what I think of it and all. First off, Andrea collapses, Rick cries, and Michonne bursts in. Michonne lets us know that she was bitten hours ago, but she wouldn't leave them, had to help them, so that lets us know what happened with that situation as readers. Dwight then finds Sherry, and I can't quite piece together his reaction. Like I said in the live reaction, I thought that him saying, what did she do first, was actually a really good way to do the dialogue, instead of what did you do or anything. But his reaction at the end there, I'm not sure how to piece it. I really hope Dwight doesn't turn on them, because I don't know. Did he really still care about Sherry that much after all the crap that's gone on? He's got Laura now and everything. Then we have Andrea laying in bed, and she tells Rick she doesn't want crying in here. Get your pussy shit out. And it leads to a great moment with Carl there, and they settle their mother-son relationship. And I actually really like the conversation between the two of them there, brief as it may have been. We have a conversation outside the room with Rick and Michonne, and both conversations kind of have this common thread of she's gonna die and they're all just gonna move along. And that's the sad part in it, is that yeah, she's gonna die and they're all gonna keep on living. They're all just gonna keep moving along like they did when all these other characters died. Eugene blames himself, and one thing I can really praise the writing for here, Rick does not blame him. Because, man, if we went through this whole cliche kind of storyline where Rick was upset and blamed Eugene for the whole thing, that would have been a pain to sit through reading if we would have went through that. So I really like that they handled it this way. Everyone says their goodbyes, which was a great page, bringing back that 16-panel grid for everyone to say their goodbyes. Rick is then upset that he couldn't protect her, but she says, we're all mortal and all that, and at least what Rick did, at least she's dying comfortably in her own bed in her own home. So, of course, makes sense. We get the information that Dwight is handling the Saviors, and this to me just is a little bit BS. This doesn't make total sense. This is kind of my only real negative here. Saviors waltz up in here, loaded with guns and everything, and it kind of would have made sense if maybe they would have gotten, like, the rest of the Hilltop people or Maggie and them would have showed up behind the Saviors, and the Saviors were trapped between two groups of the survivors. Now that would have, and we went through explaining that would have made sense. But no, they just make it seem like the Saviors don't know what happened to Sherry yet, and Dwight's just handling it. And I don't know. I really feel like we should have seen that, and maybe we'll see what happened next issue, but I really think just saying that somehow these people that were there to kill you, Dwight's like, okay, don't kill us, help us clean up, help us clear these zombies out or whatever, then we'll handle whatever later. You would figure they'd be like, no, don't move, we're going to hold guns to you until Rick and Sherry get back. So, yeah, the whole Savior situation is something that's quite confusing and possibly a little BS. Carl says his last goodbye then. Rick starts breaking down, so Andrea hypes him up, starts yelling at him, get yourself together, you've built this great world or everything. And I feel like this would have been, and Rick's just like, all the things I've done, I'm so tired. I think this would have been a little more impactful if Rick had actually maybe done more recently, but ever since the time skip, Rick's kind of been on the back burner a little compared to other characters. So, yeah, maybe if he had done a ton really recently, this scene would have been more powerful, but it kind of just was what it was at this point. Andrea then finally, she dies. Well, there we are, she dies. And Rick struggles with putting her down, or even living himself if he wants to do it. Eventually he does survive and put her down. Then everyone's waiting for him outside. He collapses, and really an awesome scene with it. The hand-laying moment, and Rick leading them off without the cane. That was really good in the line. There's still so much to do at the end. That ending was really strong. That's my thoughts as a whole. Was the ending was really strong. The writing and art overall was good. I thought the Andrea Death was all right. I don't think it was, like, they did this big special chapter, but I almost feel like in doing this big special chapter, it got a little bit overdone. It got a little bit, even some of the parts in the dialogue, I will say, got a little bit cheesy. And I'm a guy that watches anime, and I thought the dialogue got cheesy in a lot of this. So yeah, also the Savior BS is still a confusing thing. So we'll have to see what happens with that next issue. I mean, it's not really a big deal this issue, except that it probably should have had a part in this issue, but either way, I'd give it 8 tragedies out of 10. It's a tragedy. 8 out of 10 though, because it was good. It was definitely good, but to a point I think maybe it was overdone, and maybe it should have just been split into 2 issues, or I don't know, maybe it should have been taken differently. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what I think about it personally. 8 out of 10 because it was good, but I'm just not emotionally hit enough, I think, to say it was amazing or anything. But yeah, that's where I am with it, so hope you enjoyed. I feel like a lot of people are going to be upset. Why weren't you just so violently into it? But yeah, I thought it was good, but I just didn't think it was something to freak out about or anything. But either way, like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this week's issue, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more of The Walking Dead, both comics and TV show, whenever there's anything to talk about with the TV show. And Fear as well, I'll be covering Fear. Then follow on Twitter if you want. Try to keep you updated there, talk with you there about stuff for the channel or whatever else. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.